Thank you for meeting with me today. I'd like to share with you my ideas of creating an alcohol dependency program within the hospital. But first, let's start with a scenario. Suppose there was a surgeon who admitted having an issue with alcohol abuse. Now, this surgeon is one of the most talented surgeons in the region. This surgeon generates large amounts of revenue for the hospital with minimal mistakes. Despite the clean record, the surgeon has admitted having an issue and is unsure how disclosed treatment may affect his record and credentials. What help could you offer the surgeon? And if you cannot offer any solutions, what negative connotations or consequences may occur because of his suspected abuse? I believe that employee assistance programs can be an effective tool aimed at reducing substance abuse and improving health overall within the company. An employee assistance program can be used for a host of chemical dependency issues, but today I am focusing on alcohol dependency. Before we move forward with discussing the program, I would like to gauge your knowledge regarding alcohol dependency within healthcare by first asking you 3 questions. Number 1, what do you believe is the prevalence of alcohol dependency amongst healthcare professionals? Is it 6%? Is it 8%? Or is it 10%? Number 2, what is the minimum blood alcohol content to be considered under the influence in the state of Maryland? Is it 0.6%? 0.8%, or 0.10%? Number 3, how many employers do you believe offer employee assistance programs? Is it 80%, 85%, or 90%? In fact, healthcare professionals, 6% of all healthcare professionals suffer from alcohol dependency. Now, while this may not seem alarming, we must remember that these are the individuals within our facility that are treating our patients. These are the employees that obtain vital signs, perform venipuncture, surgeries, and administer pharmaceutical medications. According to the CDC, over 15% of U.S. workers self-describe being under the influence of alcohol, which impaired their ability to perform their respective duties. In addition, over 9% self-describe themselves as being hungover. Within the state of Maryland, the minimum blood alcohol content is 0.8% be considered under the influence of a foreign substance. To put this into perspective, a male weighing 160 pounds has crossed this threshold only after having 3 alcoholic drinks. A female weighing 140 pounds would cross this threshold after having 2 drinks. This is an alarming statistic, as it doesn't take much to be considered legally impaired. 85% of large employers offer employee assistance programs. Large employers believe that EAPs are not only beneficial to the employees, but also beneficial to the employer. Behavioral health research recommends that specialists develop and provide comprehensive yet cost-effective approaches to alcohol abuse prevention, early intervention, and treatment within the context of workplace managed care. So what is alcohol dependency/abuse? Alcohol dependency can be defined as becoming dependent on a certain type of drink in order to function normally. In addition, alcohol abuse can be defined as any harmful usage of alcohol. Each of these conditions are terrible addictions which offer serious, life-altering side effects. For example, those who are dependent upon alcohol often experience the following physical effects: tremors, insomnia, and excessive mood swings. In addition, those dependent upon alcohol may experience the following psychological effects: absent-mindedness, isolation or refusing to socialize, and depression. So what is an employee assistance program and how can it help our employees? An employee assistance program is a volunteer work-based program that offers free and confidential assessments, short-term counseling, referrals and follow-up services to employees who have personal and/or work-related problems. As a member of the healthcare community, we have dedicated our professional careers to performing no harm. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, known as SAMHSA, publishes that 4.5% of people around between the ages of 18 and 64 who were working full-time in the healthcare or social assistance industry reported heavy drinking in the month prior to the surveys being conducted in 2012. More than 5.5% of the same demographic battled a substance use disorder in the year leading up to the national surveys. In addition, the journal Mayo Clinic Proceedings reports 10 to 12% of physicians are apt to struggle with addiction at some point in their careers, and half of those do suffer from alcohol addiction. By providing an EAP program, An employer can seek to maximize the ability of the affected individual and optimize their performance at their job by reducing or assisting with a negative life event. In addition, an employer is able to reduce costs such as increased labor hours due to unexpected absences, increased employee retention, and a potential reduction of medical costs. We need an alcohol dependency aspect of the EAP to preemptively treat an ever-increasing issue within healthcare. In addition, by providing such a program, it will allow our employees to know that we care about them. It also establishes a beneficial program for those to discreetly and confidentially enter the treatment program. Confidentiality is paramount to gaining the employee's trust to participate in the program. In addition, the alcohol dependency program offers cover to the hospital by reducing potential malpractice lawsuits caused by hospital employees being under the influence of alcohol. Typically, an EAP program is paid by small donations from the hospital employees. To pay for this program, we can ask participating employees to make a small monthly donation for EAP benefits, and we could determine to match their donation. This will allow for the maximum amount of funding and resources for the program. However, declining an alcohol dependency program comes with potential risks. We may be placing the hospital at the risk of malpractice lawsuits. In our previous scenario, what if we did not offer an EAP program to the surgeon? What if the surgeon did not seek professional help? The hospital may eventually be held liable for not taking action to the disclosure of substance abuse. In addition, if we do not offer help to our employees, we may incur a rise in labor costs and a decline in production due to employees being in and out of the office. According to a study conducted in 2017, scientists determined that those who suffer from alcohol dependency suffer from a lack of empathy or often exhibit emotional distance. This can be catastrophic within the healthcare industry, as a lack of empathy may lead to lower health quality and a decline in the quality of services provided. Next, absent-mindedness can cause a hospital employee to miss life-altering changes in the status of a patient. What would happen if an employee suffered from alcohol dependency disregarded the telemetry of an intensive care patient? What would be the outcome of the death of a patient due to the employee suffering the effects of alcohol dependency? The effects could be potentially damaging and eventually may cause the closing of the hospital. In closing, I highly advocate for the creation of an alcohol dependency program within the hospital. It'll greatly benefit not only our employees, but our patients, as we will be able to present the highest quality of healthcare possible. In addition, it would allow for us to potentially retain qualified employees, reduce costs, and to prevent potential malpractice lawsuits. Finally, declining to create this alcohol dependency program may have current and future consequences on the hospital that it may never be able to recover from. Thank you for your time and attention today, and I hope that you will vote for creating this program. Thank you.